Pace car is off. We're ready to go green from this Atlanta Super Speedway. 104 lap stages, 30, 30, 44. Ryan Blaney leads the way to the green flag, fresh off of a wild Phoenix race where we saw an unexpected winner of Brad Keselowski after staying out until a caution came out right at the end of that race after Austin Cindric went head on into the water barrels. I am joined by Fast Cook live on Twitch. Jay Cook up here in the booth. Jay, we're underway here in, well, your home track actually, and we know today guaranteed chaos on the way. I think the big question is when.
I think it's going to happen right here as we get down onto the first straightaway for the first time, Gary. Everybody's going to fan out to the apron. We're going to have 2, maybe 3 lanes form at the very least. So you already see there the 20 Christopher Bell to the outside. Hamlin goes to the inside down to the apron. No 4 wide just yet. 3 wide is survivable. They might have a weird check up here in 1 and 2. Hamlin does on the bottom. The inside checks up a bit there, Gary. Have somebody, I think it's the 42 of Gregson, who's slow as well behind the 10 of Almirola, who's actually the slow one. For some reason, Almirola down on the apron continues to go down to the apron, Gary. Issues already for the 10 car of Almirola.
Almirola slow there into turn 3, but they keep it green now as they come through 3 out of turn 4. Ryan Blaney out in front of this pack. Larson Chastain up in here. Blaney, of course, the Daytona 500 winner earlier this season. He's already locked into the playoffs now. Larson all the way up on that outside line here. Jay, such a sketchy track this has turned into here in Atlanta. You are really not safe anywhere. Allmendinger, he's had an extremely terrible start to the season, not only in the game, but also in real life. He's had a miserable start. Suarez in the wall in the background, but right now, Jay, that 16 looking pretty hot. He's bringing Kyle Busch with him, nearly too much with him down into turn 1. Wow, that 41 Ryan Preece, it's been a quiet start of the year for him, but he's had a very strong start, actually. Showed up pretty well last week in Phoenix, but he's been overall putting up decent efforts compared to his teammates. I think it's safe to say he's been the second best car so far in this series for that team.
And right now fighting for a spot just inside this top 10, Gary. And he's going to go to the inside of Denny Hamlin, who's just starting to fall back. When he was so strong earlier, almost contact between all 3 of those cars right there.
But that Penske Racing team, although I don't feel like they have been quite the same level as Hendrick's dominance of just filling up the top 10, they clearly know what it takes because they've got the most wins of any team right now.
Yeah, forwards of both the real life and our virtual simulation, Gary, have been really strong to start off this season, and that Penske organization, like you said, specifically looking really good right now. There's Christopher Bell continuing to fall back and fall even further back, and I think another thing is continuing over from our real life.
Him basically, and we got cars pitting. We got cars pitting here at the end of stage 1. As okay, I was not expecting that. Here we are in the pits with a few laps to go on the stage, and Jay, I think I left it on times 2, but we're gonna roll with it and just say screw it at this point. And here comes Chastain into the pits, and this is gonna actually really change things. Now everyone should have to pit before the stage ends, but still, that's a curveball that we did not expect to see. That
everybody's still sitting there.
What out there they go now, but Ryan Blaney is going
Blaney
to.
Might be coming in.
Yes. No, he is coming in.
It is okay.
Everybody else as well.
Everybody's still sitting there. Everybody.
If I remember correctly,
I haven't seen a single driver leave.
If I remember correctly, we had long pit stops last year in Atlanta, if I'm not mistaken. But you're 100% right. There they go now.
Okay, there goes some now.
That was
there they go. And Preece.
Brian, oh my God.
He's going to be the leader off the pit lane.
That's about 2.5 pit stops they just did in 1 pit stop right there.
From Preece, which you might be getting a draft from Preece right now away to...
Are you seeing the same thing I'm seeing in the top?
Yes, Preece has left the field as there is a crash.
We have an accident on track, and we're not sure exactly where it is. We see the smoke. Oh, it looks like the 24 of William Byron has brought out the caution here in Atlanta. And as well, Jay, the 54 of Ty Gibbs, the 31, all in the pits. The 15 looks unharmed. Reason for the caution, side by side, Haley McDowell out of the pit lane. They're going to come together, crashing right there. Byron nowhere to go. Boom, big hit there for the 24. In the background, you see the 31 get hit. Oh my goodness, Kyle Larson nearly has his race ended as well. And the reason we have found why he lapped everybody, and it was interesting. We saw everybody waiting on the pit lane. The only car that did not wait was the 41 of Preece. He completed his 4-tire pit stop and went and literally lapped every single car on track.
Yeah, everybody's super clean right now, and Ryan Preece just continuing to lead the way by a lap over everybody now.
Now, it could get interesting. What if we have another green flag pit stop and Ryan Preece has a long pit stop and then everybody else has a quick pit stop unlike last time? Who knows what's going to happen at this point here. As you can see, though, that 22, surprisingly, he's gonna help the 41 lap everybody again. You never know what's going to happen. Ryan Preece could even blow an engine. We saw the leader of Martin Truex Jr. recently blow an engine while leading a race at Las Vegas. That's the one where Joey Logano was able to go to victory lane, but Harvick there tried to make a move. didn't quite work in his favor. Ross Chastain to the inside of that number 4 Busch machine, bringing Denny Hamlin with him, his good friend. In the background, we see battles happening all throughout the track. Kyle Larson's down in traffic now.
Here we got 3 guys coming out of the pit lane. This will be interesting to watch.
Well, let's hope that the 9 and the 41 wreck each other when they come out, as we will wait and see. Let's keep an eye on this 41, though, because he was the only car that had a pit stop where he was just able to go immediately after putting 4 tires on last time around, and that's what allowed him to be in this weird position. Right side's on, Blaney as well, and Elliott are going to pull into their boxes now, so we're going to keep an eye on a lot of this. As you see, left sides will get jacked up on this 41. Now let's pay attention. Left side's on, drops the jack, goes.
Oh,
now,
boy.
let's see, Jay, as the 9 car is going to drop the left sides now and go. So,
okay,
it might have been a fluke.
We are getting a bit dicey towards the back of the pack and the middle of the pack with a couple laps to go on this stage, Gary, but obviously this is gonna help any of them get their laps back as Larson comes out of the pit lane.
That could have gotten really awkward right there, but it looks like they'll sort it out. Larson's not been making any gains, and he stayed out longer, and although tires aren't a huge factor, they are a factor still, and you can see the track position that he has lost. And Ryan Preece is going to keep everybody 1 lap down. At the end of stage 2, unbelievable scenes there. He crosses the line to win the stage, and everybody else is going to cross behind as you see the rest of this field cruising to the start-finish line there. And you can see Kyle Larson as well as Christopher Bell, big losers there after that green flag pit cycle. Bubba Wallace as well. We're ready to go green for stage 3. We got a bit of a curveball again. You see, basically everybody through Logano all the way to the 7 of LaJoie all stayed on the track to get back on the lead lap. So they have to pit earlier, but that means that they're all on the lead lap currently, and so is Ross Chastain, although he pitted. But you see the 41 of Ryan Preece, everybody behind him scored 1 lap down. So Preece on the lead lap, and we know he's going to have to pit right around the same time as the rest of this pack. But Jay, putting that 41 down a little bit further in the pack, this is the opportunity maybe this pack needs, well, quite simply, we're not going to make it sugar-coated, to get him to crash head on into the outside wall and take him out of this race.
And so far, that's not happening at all because the guys behind him, Gary, aside from Chase Elliott, they had a horrible restart. Nobody's
Yes,
with
they
them
did.
right now. Ryan Preece is all by himself as they're getting side by side up here with the guys who have not pitted yet. Here goes Todd Gillen to the inside of Kyle Busch. 3 wide for a moment. Yes, now 3 wide with Chastain on the bottom. Going to check up. Force Ryan
What happened
Preece
back
back up
there?
a little bit, Gary. This is Chase Elliott's opportunity, but no, not at all. He's not going to take it. And yeah, you're right. This pack is very broken up. Go, Kevin Harvick.
I think that answers the question. I think that answers the question there. No damage. You can see clearly an engine failure, though, and that is definitely caused some separation here. 3 wide for the lead as they cross the line. Are they going to go 4 wide for the lead? Where's the 41? Where's the 41 of Ryan Preece? We're about to find out. Maybe they keep it going. Kyle Busch is doing some techno music stuff on the outside wall, and he continues on in the right direction.
He's still getting help from Denny Hamlin. Still not falling back anywhere, not making any ground, not making or losing any ground. He's just kind of staying right where he is. But luckily, to those guys in front of him, they're starting to pull away a little bit from this 41 car, Ryan Preece. So
he's continuing on his way, and I really hope that that 38 is not going to try and pit right here because Ross Chastain, he might. Oh, Lord, help us all. Oh, there it is. They go crashing in the 38, and no, the 41 makes it through. I'm so sorry to be that. I was upset about a car not getting wrecked, but Brad Keselowski, last week's winner, piles into the 48. The caution.
Flipped.
Truex did go up and over, but I was more focused on. Yeah, it was Truex. I was more focused on the sad part of the 41 making it. Here's the reason for the caution. The 38 trying to come down, and well, did he get cleared? I don't know. He crashes the 14, and hold on, it gets a little bit crazier. Look at the 19. Oh, no, it's the 38 that goes over. Jay was right, actually. Todd Gilliland goes for a heck of a ride, and the 19 of Truex as well, and then there's a little bit more ahead, which we'll take a look at. Here's the last part of the accident up ahead. Brad Keselowski piles into the back of the 48 of Alex Bowman, gives him a bit of a speed boost, but that's the second Hendrick car with major damage, and their day probably ruined. And here we are with Ryan Preece out in front by a lap over everybody. Jay, the miracle that we wanted nearly came, but it didn't. And now Ryan Preece is cruising to victory, and Eric Almirola is actually on the lead lap. But he's at the back of the pack, and he's disconnected from the pack already. So Ryan Preece, all he has to do is ride around, and he will be a NASCAR Cup Series winner here in Atlanta.
I don't know which one for me. I'm watching the truck race, and they just crashed on the restarts. That's what I'm paying attention to right now.
Oh, my Lord. What are we doing?
Oh, my God, pit stops.
We got cars pitting. What are we doing here, gentlemen? And oh, look at this absolute mess right here. We are continuing on, apparently, down into turn 1. They are in a cluster right here. Ross Chastain got a feel for him. The watermelons did not grow the way he was hoping this time around. As you can see up ahead, it's Blaney and Ryan Preece. Now, what if Ryan Preece is coming to the pit lane again at this point? Never say never to anything, but are they? They are. Jay, what is happening? The 12's gonna, or the 41. Oh my goodness, they're going to put themselves back on the lead lap here as they head down this this run straightaway, Jay.
Screw the truck race, we're back in this thing now.
Drag House Racing!
Oh, Logano, Kyle Busch. Things have making it, actually, Gary, this might save Ryan Preece.
Watermelons have been smashed. Daniel Suarez, not a Ross Chastain fan today, is going to turn him down into turn 1. Yep, there you see it. I mean, not much to it there. Kyle Busch gets a big piece of it. Chastain, Logano, Austin Dillon, the 78 as well. And, well, the caution flies here in Atlanta. So the field has cycled round. And Ryan Preece, who had the field lapped the whole race long, is now a lap down in 13th place on the back straightaway. And Eric Almirola is in the lead over the 2 of Austin Cindric, the 11 of Hamlin, Bubba Wallace, LaJoy, the 16 of Allmendinger, McDowell, Kyle Larson, Stenos, and Tyler Reddick are all on the lead lap, but we're going to have a late race restart, and now, instead of Ryan Preece cruising to victory, well, he boned himself, and now his teammates cruising to victory unless something goes wrong. As we got cars in the way, Ross the Boss, Chastain is a menace, Joey Logano, they might not even finish this under green.
Oh boy, Cindric does not want to see this caution happen right now. He is the first one who has a chance to go after the stint car of Eric Almirola. Going around this time with 3 laps to go, Gary Cindric is going to need a miracle at this point.
We're down into turn 3 and 4 for the final time, and what could be his final year, we'll find out if he comes back again. Well, this time it's worth it because he is a NASCAR Cup Series winner and back-to-back weeks of a shock winner and a shock wasted playoff position in Atlanta. Almirola tops the field after chaotic fashion here in Atlanta Motor Speedway. What a day, Jay. What a bunch of gimmicks we witnessed out there. And I don't even know what to say, but Circuit of the Americas next week.
Yeah.